Okay guys, in this video we're just going to be doing a quick comparison between the Sony ZV-E10 and the Sony a7 IV, or IV if you like Roman numerals. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so we have the Sony ZV-E10 on the left hand side here and the Sony a7 IV on the right hand side. So in this video we're just going to be comparing these two cameras in a few different categories to find out which one comes out on top. So firstly, we're going to be having a look at the a7 IV and seeing all the things that it can do a little bit better than the Sony ZV-E10. So firstly, it has 334 more focus points, coming in at 779 versus the Sony ZV-E10's 425. The Sony a7 IV also has more megapixels, around 36% more, coming in at 33 megapixels versus the Sony ZV-E10's 24.2. Now, something it also has is 2 times better video recording quality, coming in at 2160 by 60 frames per second versus the Sony ZV-E10's 2160 by 30 frames per second. Now, you might be wondering where the Sony ZV-E10 can possibly compete. Well, there are a few areas. Now, one of these areas is that it has 10% faster shooting at highest resolution with AF as JPEG format. So this could be important if you're maybe taking some action shots, maybe you're capturing some sports or wildlife. It could be really important, coming in at 11 frames per second versus the Sony a7 IV's 10 frames per second. Now, it is also a little bit lighter. 315 grams lighter, in fact, coming in at just 343 grams, and all of this together means that it has about 67% less body volume. But the main aspect of the Sony ZV-E10 is that it gives you a lot of bang for your buck. I think if you're just starting out with photography or filmmaking, maybe you've just started your YouTube channel, the Sony ZV-E10 is an incredibly popular choice, and there is good reason for that. It is a fantastic camera. So I can highly recommend both of these, but it's just going to come down to your own personal preference as to which one you end up going for. But the Sony ZV-E10 is probably more for beginners and people that are just starting out in this, and the Sony a7 IV is maybe for more of your intermediate photographer or your intermediate filmmaker. But they're both fantastic and you won't go far wrong with either of them.